Hello and welcome to the second part of Houdini to Unreal Engine landscape tutorial. This time we're going to discuss the creation of the landscape layers in Houdini, and hopefully the next part we'll get to the Unreal Engine material, importing Weightmaps, layers, and applying textures and so on. So let's get started. Last time we stopped at this point where we created the heat map for our landscape, and we'll continue from here. But before we heading forward, let's first find a place that we're gonna work on to have a visual reference for the landscape layers that we're gonna create. They can be photos or Google Maps, as I use in this case, which gives pretty good idea of how this part of mountain looks. And also I'll give you a reminder that a lot of the things and techniques that I'm using here, that I'm showing here, I learned from the awesome tutorial series by Houdini, specifically part 12, use Houdini to extract realistic landscape layers from Lidar heightfields. So go and check them out. I use, my mountains are much higher, so I make different layers with, in many cases, different settings, but still I'll be way shorter. And if you want, interested in details, go and look at this tutorial series. Okay, this is the point we stopped last time. You can see that here I created several subnetworks with my layers. How to create subnetwork. Of course, initially I didn't do subnetworks. I just packed them later for simplicity. But in short, you can do this like this. Create a null node and call it in. Then create output node and connect them with each other, and then select them two and press over here to create a subnetwork. And then inside we'll have our nodes. So this is how all my subnetworks work. So if we'll start from the beginning, you can see that here I'm referencing the other networks. So let's just start from the ones that are just in themselves. So let's start from gravel. We can see that here you see the final result, but gravel is kind of a layer in between, rocks and forest and grass. So like in these little valleys on the sides of the cliffs. And let's see how we can do that. Okay, so here's our incoming height map. We first will make a height map resample to make a smaller resolution, to have smoother edges. Then we do a mask by feature and only select slopes. So you can see that they are kind of pixelated because we did a resample. So here are the settings. Okay, the next node is slump, so we kind of allowing our mask to slide down the slope. Here are the settings for it. And after this, we will project our mask on the initial layer with initial starting resolution. So this is the node heightfield layer mask, layer mask, and here you can see the settings and the connections. So this is our point so far. After this, we're making another slump with the settings. And I'm sorry that I'm not really explaining, but there is nothing to explain. In most cases, even if I follow tutorial myself, later I just went ahead and I redid a lot of this, because it's just, you look at your references and you're just trying to make it look nice. That's the whole process pretty much. So another slump to make them go down even further, to go into every crack and crevice. And here we have We have our remap, and this is our squeeze slopes layer. Then we start another rockfall type of gravel. So first we just select everything with invert mask. Then we make slump to make the mask go away from the most vertical slopes. Here are the settings. And then we do inversion. You can see the settings here as well. So we invert the mask and we get our most sharp slopes. And from here we do a little slump to lower the mask down the hill, and this is the settings. And from here we do heightfield layer node, and we basically join in two layers with the maximum mode to have the maximum from both of them. And then we do eroded hilltops layer with the following settings. So okay, you can see first we do mask by slope like this. Here are my settings. Then we do mask by height, and to start with, to get the initial mean height and max height, you need to press compute range. And here are the settings that I'm using. And also we do mask by occlusion with the following settings. And that's it for this node. Then we do another slump to make it go down. Here are the settings. And we do remap to cut out the flatter parts with the following settings. Okay, and from here we have result of our previous landscape layer node, and we feed it into another heightfield layer node. We fill into this and we get again a maximum layer mode. And so in the end of the process we have our gravel layer. We do a node which is called heightfield copy layer. We use a source, it's our mask, and we call it gravel. We will use it later, so it's only for the future visualization purpose to name it. And we have our output. So this is the gravel layer. We'll talk about these output nodes later. Let's look now at the dirt layer, because it's an independent layer as well. So here we have our incoming height map. We do mask by feature, the same, the whole mask just inverted. From here we do slump. Again, with these settings you can see very high spread iteration settings, so we only have very low valleys here. And we also do another slump with different settings, and we join both of them and selecting the maximum value from both of them. From here we do mask by feature with in a mode multiply with existing. Mask by slope from 0 to 40 degrees. You can see the settings. Then mask by occlusion, and here you can see which settings I have on my sliders. And quality, increase the quality a little bit. So from here we get into here, only getting very small valleys. Then I guess I didn't use this node. And then we do slump to let it fall down a little bit, the settings. From this, at the same time, from our incoming node we go to mask by feature and do the following changes. Mask by slope, we take in different degrees here, and you can see my settings. And then mask by occlusion with the following settings, and we're changing quality as well. And with these little valleys that we received, we do slump and we do another mask by feature with different angles. And here when we do curvature mask, you can see the result, and you can see my settings. And out of this two, from here in here, we make a height field layer node, and we do maximum. We select maximum from both layers, and then we feed the first result and the second result into another height field layer node, and we select maximum again. From here we do a little blur, and we create another copy layer node, and we call it dirt. Okay, so after gravel and dirt done, let's get back to our rock layer. Here again we have our height map node, just nothing. Mask by feature, again we just select everything. We're allowing it to slump with the following settings, and we do remap. So we invert the mask to have our actual slopes selected, the sharpest slope. Also we get another mask by feature, and we only select the top. So we do not do mask by slope, and we only do mask by height. And here initially I did compute range, and then I just found, by trial and error, I found the height that I liked. So there was no math here, no anything other than just me getting to the end and then changing the settings and seeing what I'm getting. And in this mask by feature, we actually here we're doing mask by slope, and we're selecting the sharpest slopes, and we also do monotone cubic interpolation to have like a smoother selection. And these are my settings. And from our two masks, we making maximum mask layer, and we do the same with the previous results. So this is what we have for now for rocks. But we also grab we will also merging our previous results for gravel and dirt. How to do that is the object merge node, and we press on this button, and we look for our folder. For instance, if we're looking for gravel, we go into gravel folder, and we're looking for gravel output. So this is our gravel, and you can see it here. And then I just changed the name to gravel. So this is the way to make to bring another object into the one that we needed in. So like bring the reference. So we're bringing our dirt and our gravel from the previous results. We joining them together, merging them together, and then we have our rock, and we subtracting gravel and dirt from our rock layer. So layer mode subtract and layer mask. So this is the way we get in our rock faces, and we rename it to be the rock, and that's it for the rock layer. Forest layer is difficult. It's very when Houdini actually I pretty much copied. He explains it in very many details about how he came up with this results with forest basically climbing up. I'm not gonna get into all these details. I'll just show you the final result by clicking on all the nodes. So yes, first we selecting the region in which we want our forest to grow. So you can see the settings of this node, the region, and also you can see the ramp here with my settings, and then occlusion. We use occlusion mask with the following settings. and we increase the quality. From here, yeah, this is the part that Houdini explains a lot, why he does it. So the forest will climb up the valleys, just as forest does, because the trees tend to grow where the water is. So we do this, basically rename it into height. Then we do remap like this. And then also from our initial starting from our input, we decrease resolution greatly. Then we do mask by feature with the following settings. Mask by height. Here are the settings of the ramp. And mask by occlusion, similar to the previous one. And again, quality. Then we do remap from here with the following settings. Actually, I don't think that actually anything is happening here. Maybe it was my later change to compare with Houdini's. And then we replace one mask with another. Like we got the valley and we basically projecting it into our previous remapped results. Then we do slump like this, and we apply this to our initial in level layer, and from here we do slump, and you can see that we're starting to get something. And then we do remap again, and again I don't feel that it, I know it does something. We're basically just clamping it here. Okay, let's get back to our initial node, and here we have flow field node. This is the node with the following settings, because we need to get all these little valleys of the water flows. We do remap here. These are the settings. From here we do height field distort by noise node. So we just add a noise to our rivers, and we do remap from here with these settings. And again we do our usual height field layer node to join two layers. So we do maximum out of 2. And here we also have another start of another settings. Mask by feature with the following settings: no slope, no height, only occlusion. These are my settings. Quality you can see here, and we do remap from here to get this micro tiny details. Here are the settings. And from our little river flows and this micro occlusion things, we combine the 2 layers together with maximum settings. And also, just as before in rock level layer, we take our gravel, we take our rock, we combining them with max settings, and we joining them together here. So we have our dirt layer and rock and our flows, river flows. We combine all of this, and then we get back to our forest level, and we subtract the second part from the first part. And here we have our forest level. Then we'll do some, subtract. Here we do some distortion again to make it more noisy, not that flat and uninteresting. Then we do remap to get rid of these more blurry things and clump it. Here are my settings. After this, we do a little blur, just a small radius, and we have the result, our layer that we call forest. Okay, rock. Okay, we did all of them except snow, so only snow remains. I didn't even put it into subnetwork because it was just few nodes. That's why I didn't feel the need to do that. So we start the same way as every other layer, mask by feature. So we assume that snow can only hold on slopes up to 50 degrees. That's why we're making mask by snow. Here are my settings. Then we do another mask by feature, and we multiply with previous layer because we only want snow on top. Here are my settings. And then after we combine first two versions, we do mask by feature, we do maximum settings, and we invert in it. And here we do occlusion because we want snow to be in deep valleys too. So here are my settings of my ramp. Quality is the same. And then we just multiplied with the previous version, previous level, and that's how we get rid of the snow which is too low in the mountain. So these are my settings. And after that we feed it into another mask by feature, subtracting lower levels, two vertical angles. So we take into account height. Again, you can use compute by range, or you can just put numbers manually if you know the height of your landscape. Here are my settings. Curvature 2 with the following settings. Okay, and then after that we do a little slump to let our snow to go into valleys. And these are the settings. Initially I wanted to make it to like basically add it to itself to have more prominent edge between snow and rock, but then I didn't like the result, and so I just I didn't use it in the end. And here we use a level, we use a copy layer to name it snow. So why did we do this? These copy layers only because we could do visualization of our layers right in Houdini. You can just do it, play it by ear, by eye in this case, and just export all your levels, all your layers in Unreal Engine, or you can test how it looks here. So we have a visualize node, which looks by default, it looks like this. Heightfield visualize. We can bring it in here. So this would what you would have by default. Nothing, because you need to compute range first. And here you can see a gradient. But if you use the names of your layers, for instance snow, then you'll have the colors, and you can change the colors, of course. You'll have your layers appropriately done, assigned according to the names that you created before. Gravel. So this is convenient. And why we do this? So why we do heightfield layers here is only to replace, to sort of subtract one layer from another. So in the end we will have all the layers attached. So you can see that I'm taking my initial height field and I create a rock layer, and then gravel layer, and all of them are in replace mode. Then my forest layer, dirt, snow, and then I go into height field, visualize. So, and I could see it here, and then trust me, I probably get back here 10 times to just find out the result that was the best for my scene. So I was going back and forth from here to Unreal and back. And now we're going to talk about how to export the layers and make it useful in Unreal Engine. So height field output node offers you to save to make the file name according to the node name. That's why I just named them like this, and you can see that I have all my layers nicely named here in the end after I export them. So those are the settings you can see. They're all the same. They are the same as we did with our height map. Dirt and snow. So name goes into $OS. What I also did to improve quality of life, because especially after I had to re-export each of them probably 2 or 3 times, I found a way to export them all at once. And here I created a node with button export all. How did I do that? I'll show you from scratch. So null node, you can see it has nothing. We go to here and edit parameter interface. And here we can add the button. You can see if I apply it, you can see it here, and you can make any label export, for instance. Apply. Here's our export button. How to attach all the layers to it. What we can do is we can go to menu here, and you can see channels here, and you can see draw parameters here to add new links. Then we can go press on our height field output, and you can see save to disk button. That's the button that you press to save an individual file on disk. But if you not click on the button, but press and hold and then drag on top of here, and you can see the little arrow, and then you release it, you can see it's added right here. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just press all of them and just add all of them in here. And you can see them adding. And then 4. And then 5. And you can see all of them here. And after I apply and accept the first time, now you can see the button, and we can, if we go and check our parameters interface, press on button, here you can see that they actually renamed to make it shorter. And if I'm not going to do it now because it's going to take some time to export all the layers, but this is how it works. And that allowed me to just make any changes and not even trying to remember which one of them I changed or didn't change. I just export all many times, and they were all exported. So yes, that's it for today. If you have questions or ideas for potential future tutorials, let me know in comment section, and have a great day and good luck.